Hell no, we ain't going outside. No friggin' way. That's why we're in the studio. It is 115 degrees outside. They said it was going to be a little over 110. I just was out there about 5 minutes ago, and it's 115 according to my thermometer outside. Well, just under like 14.7 or some such nonsense. Forget about that. But we're in the studio, so I want to welcome everyone to Bror Fredrik, live from the studio, version 2.0. Or maybe it's probably like version 2.3 by now. But here we are. Um, Long awaited. This has been, I think the last live stream that I did here was May 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So it's almost a month. I started breaking down the studio. I don't even remember. It's been a while. And this is the end result of a lot of that work. Well, all of that work. It's not fully complete yet. I still got some tweaking to do. I still have some analyzation of what I want to do because I want to see how it records, how it looks being recorded. I want to see the position of the lights. The lighting is completely different. I worked like for 2 days just to eliminate like one glare on the monitor back there. And I know there's going to be a couple shine spots and things like that. Tweak the mic. Now there's only two mics going on. I used to have three, sometimes four. That was overkill. I didn't like the way the mic sounded. I think this setup is a little better. Let me get a mic check. I think it's a little tighter, a little cleaner, a little crisper. I think the video is a little tighter, a little cleaner, a little crisper also. I'll show you around a little bit, show you what I did, and I will take suggestions on how it looks to you, what you think I should do, what you think might not be the greatest. I mean, I'll take it into consideration, but it is my world. But I want to hear from you guys because you're the guys who got to look at it. I mean, granted, I do too, but I want it to be the best. I haven't fully taken advantage of decorating. I wouldn't call it decorating, but putting out the tchotchkes and the knickknacks and things like that, sort of personalizing it. Haven't gotten around to that yet, but I figured let's just get started. Top-down camera is engaged. I'll show you that in a minute. Got the side view, got the laptop view. I have a fifth camera, and I also have the ability to I have another camera set up where if I wanted to actually stand the F up and talk to you, I could if I wanted to, because it's mounted over there and it's a little top down. I could raise this desk. This is an electric desk, so I could raise it to match. I could do a lot of stuff in here, and I think I'm a little more comfortable. No more crawling underneath desk. I can actually exit stage left over here, which is absolutely awesome. No more cuts and scratches and bruises and all that type of stuff. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, let me check myself out. Let me check my looks. I haven't even done a test stream. That's how confident I was. Let's see. Not too shabby. I see a little bit of shadow activity I'm not all that thrilled about. I do have to reroute some of the wires a little bit. I see a shadow kicking off from one of the wires that's sitting right over here. That's something minor, but it'll make my head explode. And you know what? I am happy that all you people are here. You know, you've had a tremendous amount of patience waiting for this to go, and finally the day is here. Are we going to go back to just doing studio type of stuff? Absolutely not. You know, because we'll be hanging out, driving around, doing our thing. But 113 degrees is 113 degrees, and it's going to go back down this weekend to 109. 109. Whew. But Brother Phil is coming to town, so we're going to hang out. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we'll probably do some like after dark type activities too, because there's a big difference when, I mean, big health difference when it comes to plus 100, plus 105 weather when the sun's hitting you and when the sun's not. Not that it's any less oppressive, but it's slightly less dangerous to be out there and just get that sun beating on you and sucking all the cool out of me. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing Phil, and I hope you guys are too. And I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to do my first round of hellos in studio version 2.0. How does the mic sound? I can attenuate it on the fly, gain up, gain down, all that type of stuff. Do we sound good? Is it picking up my voice properly? How does it sound? What do you got? 83 people? Dope. Got hit with a commercial. Bam. As soon as I looked down, living spaces. See, I've been talking about furniture. I've been getting hit with the living spaces ads. I mean, come on now. Just for that, I am not going to living spaces. All right, let's do the hellos. Joe B says, amazing studio, mini Joe Rogan type activities. I mean, you know, I mean, I didn't tailor anything. Okay, you want me to go full blown? You ready? All right, does this look any more like professional? It makes me crazy because you're listening to yourself. Like, I could change that, but the real purpose of having headphones, like people who do podcasts and just wear headphones, I can't even do it because it looks, you know, it looks cool or appropriate or what you expect from a podcast or whatever. When you listen to your own voice, because there's like a 200 or 300 millisecond delay, it just F's with your brain. The true purpose of these is when I have a guest on, I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a minute. I can actually shut my voice off and strictly hear them. However, I'm not a big fan of that look. So, you know, I mean, these are good enough. I don't need, you know, symphonic quality, you know, stuff. I'm just going to chill with one of those. But these are what I do for testing purposes. Those are, what are these? Audio Technicas, baby. I think these are 40Xs. And I got another set of studio grade. I think, what are these? I forgot what these are. These are even better. These are like 10 notches up. These are real good. But that's what I do my editing on and such. Anyway. So yeah, where was I? Let's get back at it over here. And let me say hello to John B, Sylvia, Val Marie, Janice, Angie, Captain Lope, BCDC, Joe Q. Keep them coming. Lots of, yeah, I could have guests in here, but I could also remote in. I could send anyone a link at any time with like a little bit of notice. You pop up the app on your phone that I send you, bam, it starts streaming from your end. I pop you up in, let's see. I'll show you how I do this. See, a lot of you aren't really familiar with this whole thing yet. But bam, guest activities. That was from when Ron was here. You know, the whole bit. I got all the technicalities in place. But yeah, let's see, where were we? Speaking of Ron Radio's in the house. What's going on, bro? That was fun having you on. Mary Leathers, Tom Mack, Steve Six, Jamie, Angry Swede. What's going on, brother? You like it? I'll see if you guys can point out the differences. There are some, it's not like dramatic differences, but there's quite a bit of differences. Shout out Lakeland, Florida. What's up, Kevin? I do have a green screen. Actually, on the other side of this camera, that entire wall is one big green screen. It took me a while. It's not perfect yet. In the other studio, it was perfect. I rarely ever used it though. It was kind of fun, but you know, I couldn't really. I had it completely set up, but I think I used it like once. You know, it was just like, you know, I could do. You know, I can go ahead and do like all that type of stuff and whatnot. Being able to fully green screen something out is kind of cool, but I never really found cause for it. You know what I'm saying? I used it. It was fun. But yeah, Marlene is here. I like doing all the hellos. CNN 7 say what? Oh yeah, just in case. What are we talking about? For proper mix minus. Bingo. you you guys are cool. You know stuff. I'm glad you know stuff. Diane O, Jim Wolf, Bruce Lewis. I'm scrolling back now. Dan, what's going on? Lalo, Ramirez, we's in the studio. It feels good. I got the air conditioning on. My air conditioning is having a little bit of a struggle today. I have it on 70 and it's at 73. It's just like running constantly trying to keep it down, but it is what it is. It's summer in Vegas. Sylvia says, marvelous. Yeah, it was 72. When I had it at 72, which is comfortable for in here, I could wear, a decent shirt and whatnot. Um, it was hovering around 74, 75, so I dropped it down to 70. So, little electric. What are you gonna do? Yeah, right, Janice. I overheat. So does the phone. Don't wanna. Ugh. We're taking a 22-year-old to Vegas for her birthday. Any recommendation for free restaurant appetizers? Unfortunately, the only ones that'll probably do it in this day and age, I mean, the concept of, I'll answer that real quick. The concept of, birthday freebies in Vegas is kind of a dead issue at this point. I mean, maybe upon check-in, you can tell, who's ever checking in, if you don't use the app or whatever, say, you know what? It's my daughter's birthday. It's our first time in Vegas. Is there any upgrades that you could have or, better views, just to make it extra special for her? Try that. And if they come through, slip them a 20 and be done with it. But as far as the restaurants, maybe like Denny's, but they don't really, maybe, I don't know about appetizers. I would say probably chances are slim and none. Maybe at the end of the meal, if you tell them in advance that it's a birthday, maybe they'll bring out, a little slice of like chocolate mousse and stick a candle in it or something. But the days of, birthday freebies and free plays are pretty much winding up. So, yeah. It looks great, says Angie. The acoustic panels are looking good. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the differences. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. Boschman, Mike and Ron Radio. Do. Yeah, on Sunday, Barshman, I'm debating. I asked everyone last week, and there wasn't like an overwhelming response, yay or nay, if I should go down there and attempt to stream. Now, two things might happen if I attempt to stream the rally. One, it's at Sunset Park. Parking, there'll be no parking there, trust me. So the radius around that place to find somewhere to park, you can't just park in a Wendy's because they'll probably tow you, because they know the deal. Especially because they'll, if they're aunties, they'll be like these freaking red hat wearing people are, using our parking lot and they'll have everyone towed. So it depends on the situation. I don't want to be there to capture people going wild, like clashes and all this other stuff, but just get a vibe. But I'll try, I'm going to go down there. And then again, the signal is good in that area because it's just basically the same area we went last Thursday looking at airplanes. So same area, no problem with the signal there. However, there'll be, unlike 46, where he could barely fill up, like one bleacher full of people, when 45 comes to town, there's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of people there. So, might not be streaming, but I'll go down there and we'll see. Because I'm not going to, the chances of me getting up on, near the stage and like, shoving a camera in his face and being like, bro, that's, get tackled before that happens. But just to get a feel for what's going on, be in the area, and, just see what's what. I will try. It'll be an impromptu stream. I'm not going to set it for any given time, but I am going to give it a try. We shall see. All classics. What are you working on now? What kind of vehicles you got going on? Yeah, Vegas is. Oh, they're making a smaller bridge this time. Um, because they're getting sued, they're gonna make a smaller bridge at Flamingo. It'll be 2 lanes. It'll be one, one east, one west instead of two east, two west. And the F1s go under it, and the traffic was going over it, no problem. But they're being sued because all the businesses along that path said no one could get to them. So let's make the bridge smaller. That way they can't re-sue us, which will increase traffic. What a shit show. The whole F1 thing is a total shit show. And this is why, come Monday, I'm going to start doing daily news segments because there is so much. I keep saying that. There is so much stuff to talk about. So I'm just going to come in here, flip the lights on, blah, 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 and let it rip with quick stuff. I'm not going to do half hour, but just I'll discuss what's going on with that and my thoughts about it. I'm not here to, breaking news. That's not my gig. I'm gonna, tell you about it and tell you why it's a shit show or why it's a win or why it's a loss. So, expect daily 8-minute, 5 to 10 minute videos with nothing but, Vegas news updates because there's so much stuff to be talking about these days. Do 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 do. Let's see. Ba, 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 ba. All right. Let me get back to all messages. It's still to this day ganks every time the commercial comes on. Da, 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 da. Joe with the first super chat activities. Two banana rounds, thank you very much. Official. Will we be seeing you fireplace? Not in here. I mean, unless I put over there a fireplace, I could just run a fireplace back there. I'm running a fireplace video because a lot of you might not know I have another channel called Soulful Soundscapes with nothing but fireplace videos and stuff like that. I could pop one over there. But as far as going to my actual fireplace and everything and the rest of my I'm going to, on my channel at heybrorfredrik.com, Bror Fredrik Raw and Uncensored, I am going to do, videos around the house, in the kitchen. I have a breakfast nook that I haven't nooked in there in a long time. Kind of turned that into a studio. It's got a nice glass table in there and some nice chairs and whatever. And so I'm going to do some studio stuff from that. I got in the, it's not really the living room, but it's they call it a great room, whatever. The living room's actually bigger, but the great room, I don't know. To me, it's like a den would be the more appropriate thing. It's like a den room. That room has a fireplace in it. So yeah, I'll do fireplace chat activities and stuff there. But on that channel, not on here, because I don't want, it's just too weird to have people all up in the grill, in my place. I'll save that for I'll save that for my channel. Anyway, do some smooth jazz activities. How old am I? Does it matter? How old am I? I am let's see, how old am I? I don't even know. How old am I? I'm probably older than you think, but younger than you think at the same time. I don't give away personal details about anything, because I don't want to be narrowed down by the weirdos out there. But I'm old enough. Yeah, what else are we gonna say? Do 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 do. Let's see. Great tip, complimentary. Yeah, just think about the room. Just say it's our first time in there. You know what I'm saying. Do that whole thing. Did I miss any other super chat activities? I don't think so. All right. Joe kicked that off. All right, let's get back over. I'm not even done with the hellos yet. I'm too excited to be here. You're restoring a 69 Benz. Wow. 280S. I had a 280. I had a what was it? A 1980 or 81 280 SL. No, I think it was a SEL. That was the one that, yeah, there's a whole story behind that one. I'm timeless. I like that. Shoestring boxing. What's going on? Glad to see. Yeah, it's boiling. It's nasty. Old enough to know better. Yeah, I'm 94. Um, all right, I'll put it this way. I ain't a boomer. You know? So what does that make me? Gen what? Gen X? Yeah, I'm like a Gen Xer. Yikes. Holy cow. Because I get that sometimes. People like, boomer. Like, your mama's a boomer. Get out of here. Let's see. Yeah, 111. And well, I don't know where they're taking that temperature. Probably in the shade, but I was outside a little while ago and it was 115. So it was kind of nasty. All right, so I think we got everyone covered. 100 degrees in Jacksonville, Florida. Ugh. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Let's see. You had a 78 MBZ. What is an MBZ? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I can look at chat all day, but we got some stuff to do. Let me see. What time is it? Is that accurate? I got the clock up there. I used to have to go. The clock used to be there. It's a little too high. I feel like I'm looking up into the sky to see what time it is. Although I could look at my watch. It is yeah, okay. I set that a little fast. I set it by 2 minutes fast. So we're 25 minutes in. So that means it's time for me to invite everyone to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5 times a week. I'm a swiveler. And if you want to support the channel, Super Chat while I'm live is absolutely friggin' awesome because it is the grease that keeps the wheels rolling. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, hey, Bror Fredrik, I can't see where that is. Is it over here somewhere? HeyBrorFredrik.com. Matter of fact, doing a HeyBrorFredrik.com, Bror Fredrik raw and uncensored live stream about an hour after this ends at 6:30 tonight. If you want to join me over there, support freedom of speech. That would be absolutely awesome because that's what that platform's about. No corporate overlords, no people breathing down my neck. I could say whatever I want, and so can you. So if you want to support my efforts over there, there's a link in the description. Come join me. You could sign up. It's less than 50 cents a day. Whoa. And that just goes to, I mean, yes, it goes to me, but it helps defray the cost of keeping it in operation. So I do appreciate your support over there. And don't forget Cash App, Venmo, and don't forget, let's see, who haven't we done one of these for? How about T. Shanley? Don't forget them, 30% off your first order, fellas. You don't want to be looking like an old catcher's mitt. And let's not also forget, I got some all over the place. They've been sending me stuff. They're like, dude, when is your studio going to be up and running? I have like 10 things. I'm going to have to do like an entire video. Just on all the stuff. I mean, they've been sending me all sorts of cool stuff. The Javelot and this mini screwdriver EDC tool, like cool stuff. So we're gonna have to do them, but 10% off. Go check them out. Tell them I sent you. Well, they'll know I sent you if you use my link. So all the cool stuff. Looks good, kid. Da-da-da. I heard so. Great thing, Mom. Do-do-do-do-do. Ba-ba-ba-ba. All right. Wow, they are like bombing the. I just got a Walmart commercial. That was the first Walmart commercial I ever got, which was kind of weird. Hope they pay. I own some Walmart stock. Oh, are you people still on top of the Palantir? PLTR? Want to do a quick stock check? All right, let's do a quick stock check real quick. You got a TSA ad, damn. All right, let's see. Let me refresh here because I like, I'm all about the health and I'm all about the prosperity. You can't have one without the other. So let's see, DJRO. These are some of my positions. You do you. I'm no stock advisor, but DJRO closed at 57.48, down 0.05%. Whatever. I mean, these are ones that's what you want though. You want stable over there. Little growth, but it's dividend paying. Typical Johnson and Johnson, 140 something. Nvidia, they closed down 1%, but they hit their all-time high yesterday, but they're still at 12.10. 12.10. Imagine buying that when it was freaking $22. However, Palantir, I wonder if it's you. I wonder if it's Broad Nation driving that up. Go. Palantir, PLTR, which is a position I moved into, plus some of the AI ETFs they're all over that. They just announced a couple of days ago that they got a government contract for $480 million over 5 years. It's not huge, but it's a tiny company. Just bear that in mind. But their stock went up 10% in the past 2 days thanks to that. So cool. JPQ, they're all kind of slipping a little bit, but everything's gonna slip a little bit. Closed at 56, SCHD closed at 78. They're all slipping because the election's coming up. Amazon 185, Apple 195, Tesla 177. But it is what it is. So, if you haven't looked into it, look into it, and I am not going to give you advice. Because I'm not a stock analyst, just you do you. What happened to I just dropped my, hold on, let me get my chat back up there. Bam. And I'll tell you, I'll show you around a little bit too. And Dow was up, NASDAQ was down. So, PLTR going up, even though the NAS was down, is pretty interesting. You having a Zizu diesel? Wow. Those things are fairly indestructible. The Zizu. All right, let me read your, let me you got some. All right, well, like I said, I'm not an advisor. I'm not telling anyone what to do. Do your own due diligence, and if it looks good to you, go for it. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to cost average in. It's going to hover around there, anyway, but it could be a big winner. Do 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 do. All right, so let's see. All right, so let me take you on a little tour. I got to drink some water. I was doing a test to see how these work for water activities, but the problem is, I mean, even though they have the top on them or whatever, they still kind of leak a little bit. Like my whole side was wet when I was carrying this around. So I got to find another water bottle. However, it's cold AF. Not that I'm not into cold water, like big time cold water. Ah. All right, let me show you some views while we're here. You ready? All right. Now we are on the side view activities. I'm not happy about where this mic is. The other setup, because the camera's in a different spot, I never had this issue. So I gotta, when I'm going from, how you doing, to here, I gotta like kind of gently slide it out of the way. Otherwise that looks like, duh. Hey, how you doing, everyone? Bror Fredrik coming at you with a piece of metal in my face. So that looks pretty cool. So this is yet a different angle. We'll talk about the different angles, but let's just talk about this one for a second. Let me look in the screen. Let me look at my phone, see how this looks. Again, I have not done a test stream, so this is raw. All right, let's see. Like I said, the shelves behind me, boom, over there, I haven't decided what to do with them. Last time I had my printer in there. The printer is no longer in there. And what else did I have? I had some of my cologne collections, which is still over there right now. Like, those are my doubles. Excuse me. And on the top, I had my singing bowl collection, and I thought that looked kind of cool, but it was like, doesn't really represent me per se, and what I'm, all about. I mean, it was cool, and it looked nice, but people probably like, what the actual F is back there? So I'm gonna put more, like Nordic things and coffee related things. Right now I got, what I got back? Got one of those back there. That's, there's some good stuff. I got my 360 cam, another mic, stuff like that. But I'll dress that. That's what I meant. It's not really dressed up the way I want. Upper shelf bunk over there is. How does the mic sound from over here? Does it sound good? Yeah, it sounds good. But I don't want to like slouch. That's my display shelf. It's a little different setup than the other. But, I'll periodically change what's up there too, because that's always kind of fun. I got, let's see, again, representative of me. Not that that bottle of Lagavulin up there truly represents me nor my personality, but that is, I'm saving that for the day I retire off of dividends. Because I ain't retiring off of YT, that's for sure. We'll see what happens, but yeah, so we'll all break that one out one day. You can see I think you can see the lights better, underneath the desk because I had to rebuild the desk. For those of you who don't know, this entire studio was somewhere else, and I had to reconstruct it over here like a jigsaw puzzle. So I learned a lot from that, what I did like, what I didn't like, and made a slightly better version. Like if you notice, the computer used to be all the way almost to the ceiling, and I found it a little. One, it was a pain in the ass. Two, I found it a little bit off-putting. Three, it made this camera angle a little different. Of course, there's a new light behind it over there. I like where the live sign is. I like where everything is now from this angle. I used to hate this angle. This angle was only for doing things like this. When I was over here, talking about something on this is the laptop view, obviously, that's still engaged, blah, blah, blah. So that I moved my mixer so I can control it a little easier when I'm in this position. So there's a lot of different things going on. But I'm far more happy with this angle than previously. And if you look at it, I think the colors are tighter. What I gotta check, do my eyes look blue? The problem that I always had on the other side is that my eyes always look brown. Not that there's a problem with brown eyes. I just don't have them. So it was always weird to me that I just could never get the colors just the way I wanted because in the other studio, like this studio, from the back of this camera, it's about 10 feet until you hit a wall. So I was able to manipulate the the lighting way better. Behind this camera, there's about 9 feet in that direction. So I can control the lighting a whole lot better. So I asked a question. Let me break the habit of not answering them. Excuse me. Do my eyes actually look blue? Or do they still look brown? Da-da-da. More investment talk in the future? Absolutely, I will. I mean, I'm sure if I get all up in your grill, they'll look blue. But when I'm casually sitting back here, does it look? Oh. John B. with the 10 ripe Canadian Bananaramas. Let me celebrate your first. It tells me to celebrate, but I know I'm going to celebrate your first super chat. I do appreciate you. Thank you, John B. That is absolutely freaking awesome. Yes, they look blue. They look blue. All right. My eyes look correct for a change. Okay, well, that was worth moving the studio. That used to freak me out. I mean, I think the colors look better. I'm going to show you something else. And you're going to upvote it or downvote it and let me know. It might serve two different purposes, but it is what it is. And it has to do with the lighting, and I can do it really quickly. So, let me know. But not yet. I'll tell you when. So I think this angle's better. I could like chill if I want to. The mic, I don't have to like stretch into it to talk. The mic is where I need it to be. Although I have to fix that though. That, and I got to move a bunch of wires to do that. But that is what it is. I'm looking into the screen to see what's what. This is the first time I'm seeing it too. I think because there's more of the sound panels, like this whole wall and this whole wall all has sound panels. I haven't put any on the ceiling because it's a pain in the ass. So let me ask you this again, because I need your opinion. You know, like I said, I haven't done any tests, and there's nothing like live. How do you hear reverb? Does it sound dead enough, or is it like echoey? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me get a mic check. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think, again, because of the way the microphones are set up, I'm not getting the reverb, but that could be my ear. Let me know what you think. Sounds good, sounds perfect, pretty balanced. Just, yeah, maybe a tiny bit. I mean, I could put it, I mean, if I put the panels back on the ceiling, I might be able to contain that a little bit, but then I'm gonna have to change the lighting all over again. I have a mic control for the reverb, so I am gonna try that on the next live stream on heybrorfredrik.com. I hope you guys are there. And I could adjust it and tweak it a little bit, because if I tweak the ceiling, which will definitely get rid of the reverb, like whatever percentage is left, I'll have to redo all the lights again. And trust me, the lighting was the biggest challenge in here. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to ask you your opinion on a slightly different lighting setup too in a moment. So, moving right along, so that's that. I think everything looks cool here. I think you can see me. I think my eyes look good. I think the colors are accurate. I think where I am in the frame, you know, in the other studio, I was almost, because of the way the back was, I was almost like here, you know, and I felt like I didn't feel as connected as I do now, you know, not that it has to be all about me, but I feel more, you know, I feel more connected talking, you know, talking to you guys like this versus when I was all the way back and a little, you know, it was just lower. And it was a perception issue because my computer back there, the tower was so much higher. Plus, it gives a little background blur, so, you know, it's not as obnoxious. Maybe, maybe so. However, let's get back over here for a second. A bonk. In this angle, there is some differences. You cannot see the lights underneath nearly as well as I want, but they look pretty good. The problem that I've had, there's two things I got to do. One, the black space back there. In the other studio, it was a big black space, but for some reason I liked it because the colors looked a little better. I think my skin tone, like this is accurate. My skin tone is a little more accurate. This is the color of me, and I think, you know, my eyes. Do my eyes look blue from the front? I think so. Anyway, so the skin tone is accurate. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, it's gonna cast a little purple and all the colors that I have in here, but having that black behind there allowed the camera to focus on the colors a little more. But now that it's changed, there's a smaller swath of black, which is the sound panels back there. However, it's kind of a pain in the ass because this I always wanted to put something back there. I'm thinking maybe a shelf, because in the old studio there was a window, like a big almost floor to ceiling window. Well, yeah, it was floor to ceiling window um over there. And I had to go across it with the sound paneling and some, you know, quarter-inch soundboards and whatnot, and that was a bit of a pain in the ass. Couldn't screw a shelf into it. Over here, that's all solid wall. The window doesn't start till it's out of view right now. There's a little bit of natural light coming in here too. I didn't completely block it out, and I think it kind of looks good. It adds a little something, and there's no glare coming from it. But that section right there with the black where Mini Me is over there, I wanted to put something over there, but let me see if I could do an illustration. Why it's problematic in this studio. I'm gonna stand up for a second. Raw. All right, let's see. You see that? It's not that big. So I cannot put, I wanted to put I wanted to put that framed picture of all my sayings on it. It does not fit. It's all cut off. I wanted to put the drop down code of men from the Havamal that Captain Dave gave me does not fit. There's another angle here on this side. Like I could actually shift this whole camera around. Well, I'm not gonna do it now, and open up this whole side by about 2 or 3 feet. You would see less of. I'm looking at the screen, so I apologize for that. You would see. Where are we? Well, like most of this monitor would be gone, but I'd open up another section of black over there where I probably could hang it. However, the angle puts the computer in a prominent spot again and covers up the shelf. So I think I'm just gonna stick a shelf over there or something like that. We shall see. Bam. All right, back to where we were. Now, what else do we got going on in here? We got the top-down activities. Bam. So this, I still have to work on the lighting a little bit. Mr. Tribble is over here. I love my Tribble. What up, Tribble? And of course, I got, I could still do, what's happening, blah, 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 blah. I love that too. But Mr. Tribble, can you hear the Tribble? Is the mic picking that up? I just don't like, I gotta get another light in the back over here to take up this or tone that one down. But I'm not doing any top-down activities. But should I want, and remember I was saying there's a little shadow that's driving me freaking nuts? It's that one. I will fix it though. Somehow, some way, it'll get fixed. Trust me. If it takes me 2 days, I'll get it fixed. And there's the camera where I'm gonna be showing you, how shit is, blah 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 blah. Showing you different stuff like this here. Da 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 da. What up? And of course, stuff that you find folks send me, which is freaking cool. So that is the top-down view. And on the desk. Now, if I move this desk, let me move it like it. I'm literally moving it up right now. You cannot tell whatsoever because now the camera is solidly connected to the desk, which is a major, major improvement. I used to have it on a boom arm, and every time I moved something, I used to have to readjust it before live. I'm actually moving it up. I'm moving it back down right now, and you can't even tell. It is solidly connected to this desk. So that's a major plus. And then, of course, we got, I haven't hooked up a mouse to this yet. But again, when it's time to go, I Googled myself. When it's time to go and check stuff out, we can go check stuff out.
Do not let them raise your rates. Now, I used to fall victim to outrageous insurance prices. I believed there was 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 outrageous insurance prices.
But that's kind of cool. So that's where, where we do our thing over there, and I still have the, the views and whatnot over there, the whole bit. So yeah, got the top down, got the laptop view still, got this view still, got this view still, and I do have a higher camera, and if I wanted to, I could utilize that green screen back there. Not sure what I'm going to utilize it for, but it's kind of fun. Like, if I did something like this, I could like green screen myself over it, and how to get nighttime already. Let's go back to daytime. Hold on. Oh, wait. You mean it's not live? You're not actually driving down the strip right now? It'd be kind of cool to like green screen myself in there, but it is what it is. But what's the point, You know what I'm saying? Look at that car noise and everything. And I can control everything either from my iPad or, there's a switcher here. Can you see the switcher? Yeah, you could just about see the switcher. When I had it over here, I was like cranking my arm this way to get to it, whatever. But here's a little more comfortable, you know. I can just go like, so let's hop right over to the computer. You know, and I can do it seamlessly. Yes, I still have to do it by touch, you know. It's like reading Braille, but you know, I can do it. Let's hop right over to the computer. Let's check out the top down. Let's get back to the front camera. So it's a little more convenient for me. So, yeah. So that is the new studio, and I'm open to suggestions. Oh, I didn't, again, keeping with my bad habit. Um, do I asked you before, and sorry for asking again, but I don't want to scroll all the way back. Do my eyes look blue from this angle? I'll wait for your replies. Otto, who's Otto? Da, 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 da. Let's see who's here. They do. All right, cool. Mission accomplished. I'm going to show you something in a minute. Let's see. Trisha's here. How you doing, Trisha? Robert Reed. Tom Lars, my buddy. All right. Miss Google, how are you? You are freaking awesome. Chanel Fischel. All right, it's good to see everyone back here. I thought I had purple eyes like Liz. Does Liz Taylor have purple eyes? All right. Now I want you to check something out. Now, this is, okay, like I said, next week I'm going to start doing news. So I'll just come in here, pop something off, do a quick segment on like, you know, some kind of F1 stupidity or whatever, yada, 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 you know, and I can control graphics from here, the whole bit. Not going to do it live, but they'll be pre-recorded. So expect Las Vegas news as being back to this part of the channel. I figured I would bolster you know, the live streams with some news because you know, people still love Vegas, but at the same time, freaking 120 degrees outside. I don't feel like, you know, marching out there. I mean, it's just not healthy, and I don't think most of you do. However, a lot of you do. You know, like yesterday, I stayed basically inside. We stayed inside the Bellagio and we stayed inside the Cosmo, and the views were down by like 30% or so because people want to see more than the inside of a casino. They want to see the outside and the strip. And again, sorry, but no. And I'm not blaming anyone. If that's, you know, that's your thing, that's cool, you know. I know you're not forcing me to do it, but it does reflect. I can analyze in the stats what's going on. Inside live streams are just not as popular as outside live streams, but you know, we gotta hibernate the best I gotta hibernate the best I can off and on for the next 2 months or so. So it is what it is. So I figured I'd give everyone a taste of, you know, Vegas news and, you know, keep the ball rolling that way. Now, what I do want to show you is, let's do something real quick. All right, I'm gonna do a quick fade to black. And when I come back, the lighting's going to be a little different. You ready? Go. Now, the camera's going to take, let's sit properly. The camera is going to take, let's get this back over here, a couple of seconds to adjust and get the colors right. Not that it's on auto, but for some reason it still does. Now, this is a completely different look. I kind of like it. It's a little more subtle, a little more subdued. The colors are not as accurate because it's not as bright. The more light you introduce into a scene, the more accurate the colors are. That's just the thing. That's just how cameras work. They're not like human eyes. So a little brighter. So, I mean, a little brighter, more accurate. The colors here might be a tiny bit less accurate, but I think they look halfway decent. Now, this might be good for after darks. This might be a little more of a casual look. Let me show you, because I'm going to ask your opinion. So I do want to see what you think. So let's check it out over here, too. So this is yet another angle. Let's get this mic over there. That's the other angle, and this is lighting version 2. You saw what it did. It took like 2 seconds to, well, 5 seconds to change from one to the other. Now, does this fit news? Probably not. I'll probably use the brighter setup to, Bror Fredrik coming at you with the latest Las Vegas news, to do that. And I'm going to use my broadcast voice for that. Yeah. But it's a little more low-key. I don't know. Is it off? Are my eyes still blue? See, that's another thing. My eyes still blue on this lighting setup? I don't know. I'll have to look later. But what do you think? So we got this. This is from the front angle, lighting setup B. Side angle. And this is the front for lighting setup B. What do you think? Do you think they both have a purpose? Should I stick with one? Should I definitely go brighter for news or keep it like this? Should I go brighter for, the chats that we're going to do and for heybrorfredrik.com live streams? Or should I go with, do you see both having utility? Or one or the other? Because I am interested in what you think, because, you guys have to look at it. I'm staring into the lens of a camera and trying my damnedest not to look directly into an LED light, because there is literally an LED light pointed in my face right here. So I'm doing whatever I can to avoid looking at it. So sometimes you might see me look because it just F's your eyes up. And there's the same over here. There's an LED light sitting right there. You can see the side angle a little bit. But what do you think? So, being that I'm asking your opinion, I might as well look at it. There's a pink halo around my head. That's kind of cool. I know that's coming from the backlight over there. It's probably coming from the live light, too. Yeah, it's like an after dark mood. All right, let me get back and read your opinions. Pink halos. Brighter for news. All right. Okay, let me go all the way back. Let me find something. Violet. Anyone out in that 100-degree? Oh, that's what I'm saying. I think people get a little stunad, from this heat. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely darker. Mood lighting. It's a little warmer. Yeah, it's a little more like vibey. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's a little more like low-key, a little more relaxed. It's a little easier on my eyes too. That's an advantage because again, if you've ever been in a true news studio, or even when we were at WSOP the other day with those big LED panels, those are blinding. They are not healthy to look into too, but you don't have an alternative. So I'm doing my best not to look. I could look at the clock, I could look at you, I could look at the mic, I could look at my phone, but I'm trying my best not to make eye contact with the actual LED lights, because LED lights are, I'd be seeing stars for the whole time after that. And after dark mood, is that a mic? Is that a mic? Are you happy to see me? Yeah, it's a mic. It's a mic. Let me give you a mic check. Yeah, the pink halo, I gotta see where that's coming from. I'm gonna look too, but I want your opinion. Brighter for the news, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that. Both, yeah, they're both kind of nice. They both look good, says Jim. First seems a little more crisp, but both look good. Yeah, I think this is more like, let's chill. I think this has it's a little more mellow, a little more low-key, I don't know. I don't know, getting it. They're still in business, Raising Cane's chicken. And yet another Temu commercial. Alright, anyway. Let me pop back up there. Because I do want to, your opinion matters. Show A again. Yes, I will show A. Yes, I will. First seems more crisp. 100 degrees. Attire is important as well, too. Absolutely. Okay, ready? I'm going to fade to black again, and I'm going to I had a look. My fingers have not memorized these keys yet. All right, I'm going to fade to black, and we'll come back with version A. Very quick to toggle between the two. I mean, I could set it up automatic, but I had to go flip a switch. But little different. There's a couple more shadows involved here, but it is brighter, a little more crispy. So let's see, and let's see it. I'll show it again from this angle. Bam! Like this angle's really bright, which is kind of cool because I've always hated this angle. I could brighten that one. I could do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Bonk. But yeah, let's get that out of the way. Yeah, I gotta fix that mic. But this is version A, and this is the front version A. So yeah, and this is a top-down version A too. It's definitely brighter. You can definitely see more of everything. You can definitely see my treble. Oh, another question while I got in. Can you hear the treble? Because I tweaked the mic a bit so to pick up. Like I noticed you couldn't hear a lot of in the old studio you couldn't hear other sounds. For some reason you could always hear my backrest squeaking. So I got to do something about that. But you couldn't hear things like that. Unless it was really loud. Can you hear all that? Like that? Can you hear this? Wait, hold on. Can you hear that? Ooh, that smells good. Oh, that's gonna be good with a cigar. I like the darker one for closer up. Joe's famous clothes. This shirt is. That is a good question. I'll tell you in a minute. I like the front in B and the side in A. Yeah, I'm kind of with you with that. That I have to balance. If I could balance the lights a little bit, I hear what you're saying. You can barely hear that. Okay, so I am going to adjust the mic. I'm filtering out a little too much noise. How about just hand? See, I want to filter out like keystrokes, like when I'm typing, when I'm Googling up a question or clicking on shit, or even the sound that the video mixer makes. It's like definitely click, 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 click. So I'm filtering out that, but I don't want to filter out things like this. I'm going to go back and listen, but yeah. When I show, something, let's say, I want you to hear it. I want you to hear that. I don't want it to be too filtered out. And I felt in the other one, you could hear that? All right, good. Start drinking it. Yeah, we're gonna do an after dark soon. Like I said, it's light. All right, I'm gonna work on that a little bit. We're gonna go back to doing the after dark things. Like I said, this studio is so much easier to manipulate and chill and set up and start doing things. I took all the things that I learned from the other studio, thought about it for a month, and applied it over here. And it is a lot easier. The setup, it was honestly, I had things on remotes. I could turn off this light, turn on that light. I just applied every bit of technology that I could because I could. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I toned it back. There's a whole box over there of spare parts and different things and whatever. It was actually easier for me to get my happy ass dressed. Well, either way, I gotta get dressed, I suppose. Go out to the car, drive to the strip and do a live than to set up the studio. Well, I wouldn't say easier. It took about the same amount of time, so it was like, all right, I gotta go. I gotta make sure, because, like I said, if I touch something, the cameras, now everything is, like, dedicated. Everything is mounted so well that nothing moves. Like, I showed you, I can move this desk. Watch. I'll show you. Boom. Oh, get back there. Everything's all mounted now, so, and I don't have to climb under. And the act of climbing under this stupid thing, I love this thing. Don't get me wrong. But the act of having to climb out from under it every single time I got up and whatever, it moved things, it tore chunks of my scalp out. But then everything would move, and it just became like, but this is easier. This is way easier. So yeah. Why am I sitting at this jaunty angle? I know I got a habit of doing that. Is that bad? Should I be, when I'm doing the news, I'll be all like this. Yeah, can I order a free drink in the slot machine? Great setup. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I'm totally. You could almost tell. It takes a while to, when I have the ambient noise of a casino or outside, but in this, it's different. I can connect with you a little more. Plus, when I'm streaming from my other phone, I'm actually looking at the same things you are. Now, I don't know. I'm just looking at the lens of the camera. I have to literally look over there or look over here to see what I'm doing and how I'm presenting myself. So it always took me a little while to warm up to the audience, because I'm not feeling like I'm seeing you. But in this studio, I am. You could tell I'm just more comfortable and I'm more me here. So I'm happy with that. What you cannot see, which I cannot show you, unfortunately, because I don't have a camera angle. What I would like to do, I think, is get a handheld camera and attach that to the video mixer. So that way I can, go like this, I mean, you don't really have to see what's going on back there. I mean, it's not like in the other place, it was junk. Here, it's just, a green screen, a blank wall. There's some tubs of stuff over there, whatever. And I'll ultimately have to hang some of the things you guys send me on the wall you can't see. But that doesn't mean it's not dear to me. It'll be still in this room where I can see it. But there's some things off camera, like here. Like over there, like that's an odd perspective. There is a 32-inch TV/monitor. The printer that used to house in this section over here is over there on top of a file cabinet that matches this thing. And I have the monitor on top of that. Now, what is that going to be good for? And the next, I got to do a trial on it. That, I figured this monitor I could zoom in on. It actually has a plus where it just, and it doesn't distort too bad. So I can read chat from over there. Plus, I could also, when I do have a guest on, it's far more easier for me to see them over there and interact with them. Plus, I can shift it. It's on an articulating arm. So if I have a guest on, and I got to play with it. It's one of the things that isn't finished. Right now, it's sitting on its native base from the store, but I have an articulated arm. It will be on one. It's not on one now. And I can, cruise it over here. That way I can put a guest and, barely lose eye contact and know exactly what's going on. When I was doing it, when you seen Ron and a couple other guests, I had it on a professional video monitor that was about that big, that you use for creative direction and stuff, and it was mounted above this camera. If I have to go back to that, I will, but I am looking forward to setting that up. So yeah, that is you cannot see that. That's out of camera range. But there you have it. that is the studio. And let's see what else you're talking about. And you read a book in a Beavis and Butthead? Yeah, Tom. I'm trying my best. Like I said, I simplified. I made things easier for myself, and hopefully, a more pleasant experience for everyone who's watching. Because that was always one of my goals. You never know. It's hard to unwind like a studio once you build it. Once you build it, you're kind of committed to it. So I was I was happy with the other one. I thought we did good things in there, but I think overall we'll have a better experience. And if I have a better experience, I could just do a better, I could just connect better and whatever. And I think, visually it's important too. Da-da-da. I said mounted. He said mounted. Mount up. Yeah, you see that. Yeah, I want to put things that like represent me. I got my lion, got my L horn over there, yeah. And there's more. Is this seat? And one day, when PLTR hits like $50, I'm gonna cash out like maybe a few shares and buy myself a much, much, much better chair than this. I mean, this is a steel. It's a was not cheap, but still a quarter of the price of a frickin' Herman Miller. But not happy with it. I cannot. The back just like this is me leaning all the way against the back of it, and I feel like I feel like I'm on an Apollo mission about to launch. I like to have even in the car, my back, the back of my seat is straight up. I like sitting like that. And there's just comfortable. If you've ever sat in a Herman Miller, not so much the ones with the regular memory foam seat, but I'm talking about the ones like the hammock style ones with the mesh that are like, 7, 8, 900. I mean, they got ones that are like 7,000 for some stupid reason. But one day I want to get one of those. And this one doesn't go as high as I would like. I had the chair before this, even though it was uncomfortable. For the amount of time I sat in it, I always used to have to sit on a pillow. When I had it all the way raised, my feet were dangling, which was awesome. I mean, after a while, I had to stand up a lot because you run the risk of like, they say like the blood clots and all that other crap, which I'm not going to get. But I would say I would get dead leg from but they would hang, so it was more comfortable. So when I went walking, I didn't have 10 miles of, my weight already on my feet. This one is not like that. And a Herman Miller can go higher and I can get back to dangling. And if I want to take the pressure and, give my circulation back to the legs on a Herman Miller, or if I wanted to do it here, I could put my feet on, the legs down there. Is that a lot of information about nothing? But I want a Herman Miller. That would be the last major plus. So, let me just do something real quick. Let me head over to, nope, we're still good on Super Chat activities because I'm going to, I hope everything's, I want to hear your opinion. Those of you watching after the fact, feel free, let me have it. Let me know what you like, what dislike about version A, version B, the whole bit. And, just don't be a D about it, but I'll listen to you. It's just as much your show as it is mine. So yes. But I am about to do in another, how long? Another hour? Are we at the hour? Yeah, about another 45 minutes. I'm going to be over on my streaming platform, HeyBrorFredrik.com, Bror Fredrik, raw and uncensored. And yes, I will go over the studio once again for, those people. So it's not going to be identically redundant, but it is going to be a welcome. But content is different, 100% different than anything I can do here. We can talk about anything, and I don't censor you guys. Not that I'm censoring you guys here. YT is censoring you guys here. It shows me how many they comments they delete just doesn't tell me what they are and who sent them. But they, over the course of like a Saturday night live stream, they could delete well over 100. So it ain't me, it's them. So you don't have to worry about that. We can chill. But it is sort of the same kind of meet and greet and welcome back to the studio. But I still don't want you to miss it. And yeah, we'll chill out a bit. And if you're thinking about joining over there, there's a link in the description. There's a trial too. You can go see what it's all about. It'll cost you a dime. But it'll cost you 5 dimes. 50 cents a day. Actually less than 50 cents a day. I think as low as like 28 cents a day. Depending on, monthly and all that other shit. So, yeah, it'll help. I don't mean to keep harping on that, but it'll help because it is a costly venture. And I do appreciate everyone's support. And that'll be in 45 minutes. I hope to see you there. And thank you to... I'm going to run end credits, so I'll let the end credits speak for themselves. I appreciate everyone hanging out. And yes, tomorrow night we will be back on the strip. I'll probably do the True Bar thing, as is our way on Saturday nights. And I love you guys. I appreciate you hanging out in my new studio with me. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.